ANC on Chidimma. ANC stands. It is said that Chidimma is a South African. She's born of the parents of South Africa, right? What? The mother?
Yes.
The mother is South African. Educate me. And the father?
It's a foreign national.
The father is a foreign national. Okay, we must apply our laws in relation to that. We must be guided by the law. She's a naturalized, or she was born here in South Africa with a Nigerian father and a mother from South Africa. She was born in our country. So what is our law saying in relation to that? So we must be guided by the law in relation to that. Let's not have a debate, unending debate around that particular issue. Because we will go off tangent and polarize South Africa and society at large. You know the issue of foreigners in our country, what it has done because of the criminal behavior of some foreigners in South Africa. So it's a sensitive issue and it must be clarified and so on. And we need to deal with that particular issue, guided by the laws of our own country. That is what is important. We must not be populist. We must be guided by the laws of South Africa and clarify the matter once and for all. It is very strange in this debate. You are asking us a question. The organizers of this are quiet. And then they've allowed this girl to go, to be out there and attacked and all of that. The organizers are not saying anything. Government, Schreiber, Home Affairs, he must clarify this issue. DA, Minister. The minister must clarify this particular issue so that you don't allow victimization. I've seen comparisons that have been made, Vanessa Carrera, Portuguese, and all of that, and so on. I've seen that in the public domain. So those issues need to be clarified. But this matter brings into sharp question about immigration laws, and at the same time, where does it place us? Is she entitled to participate? I think South Africans are more, Nigerians are forward. They are going to say we have a Miss South Africa in South Africa. I mean, we argue with them about Amapiano. They now say Amapiano is theirs. And when they came with a good genre, Afropop, Nigeria was leading us, hitting us nicely. We enjoyed, we're even dancing to this, Dibanj and them. And then when it came our turn, Amapiano, our Nigerians are claiming Amapiano. And then the economy, Nigeria is number one economy in Africa. We overtake them, they keep quiet. So South Africa is number one economy. So this competition that goes on between South Africa and Nigeria. So we need to clarify that issue from the perspective of the laws of this country. And so that we don't allow Chidimma to be victimized in the manner in which she may feel at the end that she's left out there to dry. So the organizers and government must clarify that that particular issue. So we'll keep an eye on that, and also ourselves. We need to provide a voice in relation to that, which is important. Elunga joining GNU with the DA. Okay. Look, it's a discussion. We will have that discussion here in the Lekgotla and even in the political council. But we are past there now. We have a government that is led by the ANC. That's what is important for us. So I don't see what is a difference between the EFF, DA, and all of them. They are not our allies. But let me explain one thing. EFF and the Zuma party rejected the GNU. And when we agreed on the statement of intent, they did not agree to that. So what should we do? We wait for them and their perspective, we incorporate them and all of that. That's not how it should be, okay? The EFF said they want to remove the ANC surgically out of power. And they will work with the DA and the Freedom Front Plus and everybody else to remove the ANC. Julius Malema, the president of the EFF, aka CIC, is the first to talk about the GNU. Malema said, we want the GNU in South Africa to remove the ANC. Be careful about what we wish for. We have a GNU with the ANC as a leader, not ANC removed. He was advocating for a GNU with everybody long before we even entered the election. You can go to the records. He's there saying that. He's there saying that. Exactly what I'm saying. So today he says in his rally, ANC is a sellout. Now, when they give him this nickname, that is a flip-flopper, it is exactly around issues like that. It's not consistent. He said South Africa needs a GNU, but a GNU to remove the ANC. Didn't happen. There is a GNU in this country with the ANC in the driving seat. Deputy President of EFF, Floyd Shivambu, says the ANC is a dying party. I see even Helen Zille shares the perspective. We are a dying party. Helen Zille says that, but not exactly verbatim like Floyd. Floyd says, you are better off to die in our hands than to die with others. So we then said, okay, if you say that, then here is our perspective. Come to the GNU. He said, no. It must be our marriage. So we opposed the marriage and we went for a government of national unity. Not exactly 1994, which was in the transitional constitution. This one is not. You are there willingly participating and signing the statement of intent. Even if you leave tomorrow, the government of national unity will simply shift from maybe a GNU and with characteristics of supply and confidence and change into a minority government. That's what will happen. But government won't collapse. This is not like local government. Remember, all political parties in Floyd's wish coming together to surgically remove the ANC. They cannot with our 40%. It's not possible. So we are not negotiating with people with a cap in their hand. That's the No, no Zila Simneng. If she wants to leave the GNU, she can leave. But we invited everybody to work together. And they have agreed, and we are working together. So let's not go up and down and fool South Africans about things that are non-existent. The fact of the matter is that nobody got outright majority. The people said, go sit down and form government. We have done that. So why should we argue about that? Let's work for the people. But it doesn't mean that you suppress your political identity and what you actually represent. Jacob Zuma. We have never met with Zuma except in the DC through Tony again since the election. So we don't know what he stands for. Through his appointed representatives. He opposed the elections. He was defeated in the Constitutional Court. He was not there in the first sitting of Parliament. Now, you say we must work with Zuma. What does Zuma stand for? When he gets into government, he replaced even people who were, when he gets into the legislature, he even replaced people who worked for the party. The Zuma party like Kumal. Replace them with Klopp. People who never did the door-to-door. He went. So it's a coming together of friends of Zuma. You know that organization that was called Friends of Jacob Zuma. This so-called MK party is Friends of Jacob Zuma. He went and fetched his friend Hlophe, made him a leader there in parliament. He made a ridiculous individual demands. The man is out of depth. He says that we stopped oil supply in South Africa and that the oil from Iran is cheap. Mondli finish him with one sentence. Judge, where did you get what you are talking about? You know, as a judge, it is wrong to verbose fabrication. Now that you are not in the bench, it doesn't give you license in the legislature to say things that are unresearched and unprocessed. The first person who stopped supply and exchange of oil trade between South Africa and Iran was Jacob Zuma's administration and Zuma as a leader. But they wanted to snipe at Cyril, that is anti-East and is pro-West. The tired verbosity that they spew all the time about our president, which I think it's a fabrication that has worn out, and the South Africans will see for what it is. So